Creator God, look with love upon this assembled community of your faithful people. Just as your Spirit moved over the face of the deep on the first day of creation, move with us now in our time of new beginnings. Bless Dr. Elizabeth Parr-Johnston with gifts of leadership, wisdom to guide and inspire, and courage to brave new horizons. Bless all of us with a spirit of loyalty and cooperation, that in the midst of us there may continue to dwell that charity which looks ever to the good of all. May we together search for and live that truth that leads to God.
Madam Chancellor, distinguished guests, friends, I'm pleased to present to you Dr. Elizabeth Parr-Johnston, who today will be installed as the 8th President and Vice Chancellor of Mount St. Vincent University. The Board of Governors, in approving the Presidential Search Committee's selection of Dr. Parr-Johnston, saw her as the right person to lead this university in these challenging times. Through her presence, her message, and her activities, the distinctive nature and value of the Mount will be made evident. Mount St. Vincent University, begun by the Sisters of Charity, has a long history of developing academic programs and institutional support networks in response to the educational needs of women. The Mount has traditionally taken risks in order to fulfill its mandate as Canada's only women's university. Its work environment and culture owes much to the university's Catholic roots, including both a respect for and a critical tradition of authority, and a strong commitment to understanding and truth, intellectual vigor, and social responsibility. Dr. Parr-Johnston, as President of the Mount, will face many of the same challenges, conflicts, and constraints as her presidential colleagues on other campuses. But she will do so in an institution which is unique among Canadian universities and as a part of this institution's continuing contribution to the advancement of women. We are confident that Dr. Parr-Johnston, a Pi Beta Kappa graduate of Wellesley College and Woodrow Wilson Scholar at Yale, where she received her MA and her PhD in economics, possesses not only the management competence and experience, both in public and private sector, but also the personal attributes to serve the Mount well in the years ahead. I invite Sister Louise Bray, Chancellor of the University, to administer the pledge of office to the President-designate.
Do you, Elizabeth Parr-Johnston, pledge yourself to perform the duties of the President of Mount St. Vincent University as prescribed by law and by the statutes of the university? And do you promise to defend the rights and to promote the welfare of the university and members thereof?
I will endeavor to do all this with the help of God.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I duly install Dr. Elizabeth Parr-Johnston as President of Mount St. Vincent University with all of the rights and responsibilities pertaining to that office. I now ask Joseph McDonald, as Vice Chair of the Board of Governors, to invest you with the robe of office.
I have to get this all through. right. Okay. Do I tie this? There's a tie in there.
I now invite Karen Casey, President of the Student Union, to present greetings.
Yeah, I'll just stand up and thank her.
Yes.
On behalf of the students of Mount St. Vincent, I'm very proud to have the opportunity to welcome Dr. Parr-Johnston as our new president. When the time came to begin the search for a new president, as students, we were very clear as to what we felt were important qualities for this person to possess. We needed someone who would understand the rich diversity amongst the traditional and non-traditional student body. We needed someone who would have a strong voice within the community, but also to the government. We needed someone who would understand what it means to be a university dedicated primarily to the higher education of women. There's no question that we found those qualities, plus many more, in Dr. Parr-Johnston. We are excited to have both you and your husband Archie as part of the Mount community, and we look forward to working together to meet the many challenges of the Mount. Again, Dr. Parr-Johnston, welcome.
I now invite Barbara Casey, President of the Faculty Association, to present greetings.
Madam Chancellor, Dr. Parr-Johnston, distinguished guests. It gives me great pleasure to bring greetings to you, Dr. Parr-Johnston, from the faculty of Mount St. Vincent University. You have come to the Mount at a time when universities across Canada are facing a severe financial crisis. The next 5 years, I am sure, will prove to be one of the biggest challenges we will ever face in our careers. Your extensive experience in strategic planning will certainly be needed to lead us during these difficult times while we strive together to uphold the mission statement of this university. In the short time you have been on our campus, the Faculty Association Executive has been impressed with your almost instantaneous response to our concerns. In fact, I recall vividly that your first response in July came less than 24 hours after receiving our letter. This spirit of consultation and discussion is one which we look forward to maintaining during your term as president. Indeed, you have impressed us as a woman of action and a leader who will dedicate herself to promoting Mount St. Vincent University's reputation of academic excellence in a personalized environment. The faculty officially congratulate you, Dr. Parr-Johnston, on your installation as president of Mount St. Vincent University, and we welcome you to our ranks. We look forward to working together in the future.
On behalf of the non-teaching staff, I invite Ruth Jeppesen, President of the Administrative and Professional Association, to present greetings.
Dr. Parr-Johnston, I bring you greetings from all non-teaching staff. Let me just briefly introduce the group, although you may already know most of the individuals. We number just over 200 with an average of 8.5 years of service to the university. We fulfill a host of responsibilities and roles, everything from counseling and feeding the students to bringing this auditorium back into classrooms for tomorrow morning. Many of us have multiple roles here. 47 staff members are alumni. At least 20 are now current Mount students. Others are parents of students and graduates. Sometimes, as we work through our hectic days, this might seem like any downtown office or any other place of business, but it isn't. The Mount is a community, and it's one with a mission. And on a day like this, we're reminded of just how different a workplace this is, and we're proud to be a part of it. So on behalf of all staff, I welcome you, Dr. Parr-Johnston, to this community. We look forward to your leadership in providing an environment where we can continue to support the proud progress of Mount St. Vincent University.
On behalf of the alumni, I ask Karen Stone to come forward and bring greetings.
On behalf of our more than 12,000 alumni, it gives me great pleasure, Dr. Parr-Johnston, to bring you greetings on this very special occasion. It has been many years since a new Mount president took office in such politically and economically troubled times. The commitment and effort you have demonstrated in the few short months since you were named president-designate give us confidence that you are the right leader for the Mount in these difficult times. In fact, your installation here today allows us a glimmer of optimism as we step up to the challenges of today and the future. In fact, Dr. Parr-Johnston, as a recent grad myself, I would be remiss in not pointing out a significant milestone in the Mount's history when you and Archie moved into your new home this summer. As far as I know, you are living in the only married residence on the Mount campus. On behalf of all the alumni, including those that will be made alumni today, I pledge our support and our strength to you and the Mount to meet these challenges so that we may continue to prosper and further build on the pride that makes the Mount what it is today.
I invite Sister Mary Louise Bray to bring greetings on behalf of the Sisters of Charity, the founders of the university.
Dr. Parr-Johnston, on this happy day of your installation as the 8th president of Mount St. Vincent University, it gives me great pleasure and joy to stand here and welcome you in the name of the Sisters of Charity. I bring you the loving greetings of all those sisters who, over the years, have contributed their considerable talents and their energy to the growth of this university. I bring as well the warm congratulations of those many Sisters of Charity who are numbered among the alumni of the Mount. We welcome you as a fellow journeyer on the path of academic excellence, knowing that you share with us the concern for the education and advancement of women, which prompted the establishment of this university more than 6 decades ago. As you take up the mantle of President of Mount St. Vincent University, we promise you our support, our cooperation, and our prayer for the university's continued progress and growth under your able leadership. Welcome, Dr. Parr-Johnston.
On behalf of the Association of Universities and Colleges of Canada, I invite Dr. Claude La Jeunesse to present greetings.
Dr. Parr-Johnston, I am indeed pleased to be part of this ceremony today. Your installation as president of Mount St. Vincent University is a significant event, not only for this institution, but for the entire university community in this country. I don't need to remind anyone here that Mount St. Vincent is gaining, as its new president, someone of outstanding academic qualifications and remarkable professional experience. You have chosen wisely and well. Yet, there is another dimension to that choice. Every time an institution recognizes, through such a senior appointment, the talent, abilities, and qualification of a woman, such as Dr. Parr-Johnston, another important step has been taken in achieving more balanced female representation throughout all levels of the post-secondary community. I regret to say that much remains to be done before a more equitable representation of women finally changes from a goal to a reality. Yet, this is a goal to which the Association of Universities and Colleges of Canada remained very strongly committed. As president of AUCC, I take great encouragement from events such as this one. On another personal note, I would like to say that I very much look forward to working with Dr. Parr-Johnston in the days ahead. I am certain that she will make a very constructive and important contribution as we attempt, as a community, to respond to the many pressing challenges confronting the post-secondary sector in the 1990s. On behalf of AUCC, I congratulate Dr. Parr-Johnston on her installation as president of Mount St. Vincent. And for this institution, the students whose life it enriches, and the larger community of which it is a part, this is an event in which we can all take pride and great satisfaction. Thank you.
On behalf of the Association of Atlantic Universities, I invite Dr. Willie Elliott, President of the University of Prince Edward Island, and the Chairman to present greetings.
Madam Chancellor, Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Atlantic Association of Universities, it is great pleasure for me to bring the greetings of your colleagues, whether they be principals, presidents, or rectors. We are your friends, we are your allies, and we wish most fervently to work with you. But more than that, we wish you to join us and bring that very special quality which the President of Mount St. Vincent will inevitably bring to our discussions. Earlier at lunch, I thought my eyes had given up. I could not read in the small print of your menu the motto of the university. But now that it is above me bigger, I realize that while my eyes may be declining, my Latin is still sharp. President Parr-Johnston, I have a kinship with you that goes right behind Prince Edward Island's University to the origin of higher education on Prince Edward Island, with its deep association with the Catholic tradition, and right alongside a deep association with congregations of faithful sisters, in this case the Sisters of St. Martha. And I know that you, in the years to come, on this day of commitment, on every day of commitment, will rejoice that your motto is the motto that brings us all together. Veritas ad Deum ducit. Truth leads to God.
Dr. Wayne Ingalls will present the representatives in order of their institution's founding dates to present greetings to Dr. Parr-Johnston.
Madam President, I am pleased to introduce the following presidents or representatives who bring greetings from our sister institutions. Dr. Marion Fry, President of University of King's College. Ms. Judith Murray, representing Dr. Kenneth Osmond, President of St. Mary's University. Dr. Howard Clark, President of Dalhousie University. Mr. Robert Flynn, representing Professor D.L. Johnston, Principal of McGill University. Mr. Jerry Godsoe, representing Dr. J. Robert Pritchard, President of the University of Toronto. Dr. Michael Cross, representing Dr. Eva Kushner, President of Victoria University. Ms. Pam Lynch, representing Dr. Jay Perkin, President of Acadia University. Dr. Ian Newbold, President of Mount Allison University. Dr. Larry Fisk, representing Dr. David Smith, Principal of Queen's University. Dr. David Lawless, President of St. Francis Xavier University. Dr. Jamie Muir, Principal of Nova Scotia Teachers College. Dr. Kenneth McLaughlin, representing Dr. Douglas Letson, President of the University of St. Jerome's College. Okay. Professor Ruth May, representing Dr. Nanal Kohani, President of Wellesley College. Mr. William Hyde, representing Dr. Arnold Nymark, President of the University of Manitoba. Dr. Barbara Hodkin, representing Dr. Geraldine Kenny Wallace, President of McMaster University. Mrs. Joyce Chalmers, representing Dr. Dennis Anderson, President of Brandon University. Dr. Peter Adams, President of the Technical University of Nova Scotia. Sister Sheila Martin, representing Dr. Paul Davenport, President of the University of Alberta. Dr. Reginald Stewart, representing Dr. David Strangeway, President of the University of British Columbia. Dr. Russell Hunt, representing Dr. Daniel O'Brien, President of St. Thomas University. Mr. Kevin Conlon, representing Dr. D.O. Wells, President of the University of Regina. Dr. Deborah Poff, representing Dr. Robin Farquhar, President of Carleton University. Dr. Kenneth McLaughlin, representing Dr. Doug Wright, President of the University of Waterloo. Dr. Sheva Medjuk, representing Dr. Harry Arthurs, President of York University. Mr. Douglas Fitzgerald Large, representing Dr. John Stubbs, President of Trent University. Dr. Marie-Lucie Tarpon, representing Dr. David Strong, President of the University of Victoria. Dr. Wayne MacDonald, representing Dr. R.W. Ianni, President of the University of Windsor. Dr. Susan Clark, representing Dr. Terence White, President of Brock University. Dr. Alex Mikolos, representing Dr. Brian Siegel, President of the University of Guelph. Dr. Joy Kelkin, representing Dr. Murray Fraser of the University of Calgary. Dr. Willie Elliott, President of the University of Prince Edward Island. Dr. Mary Schaefer, representing Dr. Gordon McDermott, President of the Atlantic School of Theology. Finally, Mr. Donald McDougall, representing Dr. Patrick Keniff, Rector of the University of Concordia University. Sorry. Okay. In addition, the following institutions have sent greetings: the University of Moncton, Wilfrid Laurier University, the University of Winnipeg, Laval University, Athabasca University, the University of Ottawa, the University of Saskatchewan, the Royal Military College of Canada, Campion College, Simon Fraser University, St. Thomas More College, St. Paul's College, Bishop's University, St. John's College, and Redeemer College. Thank you.
Still getting organized here. Madam Chancellor, Mr. Minister, fellow university presidents, members of Parliament, legislatures, councils, distinguished guests, members and friends of the university community, thank you for coming together today. My best-kept secret is no longer a secret. I am from Brooklyn, and it's a long way from Brooklyn, New York, to Halifax and Mount St. Vincent University, both geographically and culturally. My background is not that of the stereotypical university president. Given that I have been an academic, a civil servant, a corporate manager, and even had a stint as a political assistant, there are those who say I can't hold a job. In point of fact, there have always been irresistible new challenges, an opportunity to work with others to make things better that have led me to new areas. In considering my own diverse history and the message I wish to convey to you on this auspicious occasion, I quickly focused on a central theme in my own life and those of the communities I've lived in and served. That theme is the need for a strong sense of community and the rights and obligations which attach to being part of a larger community. We occasionally become so entangled by our immediate demands and pressures that we fail to step back and consider the broader community and our role in its nurturing and development. At present, I see the need to achieve a more effective sense of community at 4 levels. At the federal level, as we face discussions about constitutional revisions, at the regional level in discussions about Atlantic economic integration, at the level of the provincial universities, as the Council of Nova Scotia University Presidents, or CONSUP as we call ourselves, works together to develop a vision and longer-term plan for our system of universities, and at the local level, as Mount St. Vincent, like most other Canadian universities, attempts to meet the needs of our students, faculty, and our community at large in a period of growing fiscal constraint. At all these levels, we seek to do what is right. But our definition of right varies considerably according to our particular circumstances and individual paradigms, sometimes at the expense of a cohesive sense of community. At the federal level, I recall my decision to become a Canadian in 1969. I chose Canada. I was not born here. My decision was deliberate, but it was also highly emotional. Canada was, in 1969, a nation with immense future prospects. Indeed, I recall being quoted in the Vancouver province of the day to the effect that the rest of the 20th century belongs to Canada, and I wish to be a part of it. Canada was also, in 1969, a country with values that I readily took as my own. There was a generosity of spirit, a widespread desire for consensus and compromise, tolerance, respect, and concern for others in our society, together with a sense of history and importance of roots in a rapidly changing world. Canadians were not Americans, neither were they British. They were, in 1969, concerned, gentle, and fair people who were striving to build a society which would embody these values. Have we, to use the current jargon, blown it? Over the last 22 years, we seem to have lost both values and perspective. Instead, we see the rise of regional parties rooted in opposition to other languages and cultures. We see what journalists call the me generation, seeking redress for real or perceived injustices of the past, even if it means bringing the entire country down in the process. Much of this is rooted in ignorance of Canada's history or in blinkered views of individual gains. We have, in fact, lost our sense of community. To quote the chancellors of Canada's Western universities, having a profound belief in Canada as a nation, we urge all Canadians to inform themselves and become involved in the preservation of its diverse unity. Canadians have built a great and enlightened country. Its unlimited promise must not be lost through apathy or lack of understanding. A sense of community requires that we inform ourselves about the makeup, history, and culture of our community. It is by the very definition, according to Bernard, it means a body of people in a social relationship emphasizing common ties, moral commitment, social cohesion, and continuity over time. It does not mean what is best for me or for you, but what is best for us collectively. And it requires that we cooperate and work towards a common purpose. I submit it is not in our collective interest to allow a central piece of our great nation to be carved out, and that Atlantic Canada has potentially the most to lose from national disintegration. Quebec is requesting formal recognition of what already exists. Quebec is neither better nor worse, but distinctive. It is and always has been a distinct society in its predominant language, French, in its culture, in its legal system, in its fiscal arrangements, and in many other regards as well. For the sake of the Canadian community, the cost of not recognizing that reality is, for me at least, more than we can afford. Atlantic Canada is another distinctive community, in the sense that we are more like each other than we are the rest of Canada. When we speak of Atlantic Canada and the Maritimes, we have a clear image of the land, its people, and its culture. The premiers of Atlantic Canada have been discussing closer economic cooperation and integration, and are committed to working towards that objective. In practice, however, things move slowly. The case for Atlantic integration is based on traditional international trade models and involves removing international or interregional barriers to the movement of people and goods, as well as developing shared infrastructure. APEC, or the Atlantic Provinces Economic Council, conservatively estimates that what economists call the static impact of removing interprovincial trade barriers alone produce annual benefits in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Moreover, APEC notes, in the longer run, we could expect increased competitiveness to generate even greater so-called dynamic benefits. This analysis is based on models of economic integration and centralism. An alternate, perhaps more appropriate framework would be for applied analysis might be to look at the benefits of federation, which imply coordination and cooperation without the loss of provincial identity. In either case, as a community, we have the potential to become stronger as a collectivity, which shares rather than isolates. Nova Scotia's universities constitute a third area where a sense of community has emerged but must be strengthened. I've been in Nova Scotia for almost 4 months now. Almost immediately upon arrival, I was thrust into the deliberations of the Council of Nova Scotia University Presidents, CONSUP, in their efforts to reach consensus on the issues of rationalization and the governance of the system of Nova Scotia universities. Since July, I have seen a group of individual university presidents learn to work together and realize that, especially in today's difficult environment, coordination and collaboration among universities offer far greater potential to individual institutions and their communities and for the collective good of Nova Scotians. That we do not yet have a definitive long-term plan is not surprising, given the time it takes any single organization to develop a detailed plan. But we have seen the emergence of a collective vision for our universities based on the preservation of the unique individual institutions, but involving far greater collaboration and collaborative development of joint programs, including a graduate faculty of Nova Scotia, and the extension of the highly successful shared facilities of inter-university services, ISI. The real benefits to Nova Scotians will not come from the initial rationalization, which should be pursued where net benefits are obvious. Rather, it will come from more effective future funding of education through improved program quality and greater inter-university cooperation and coordination. At the Mount, we too have the opportunity to heighten our own sense of community. We have a very clearly defined mission which focuses on the higher education of women and is rooted in our Catholic tradition involving the development of a strong sense of social responsibility. We are distinctive, not just in Nova Scotia, but in Canada. Uniquely, we are concerned with eliminating traditional educational barriers to women and providing an excellent educational experience that emphasizes accessibility and fosters both academic and personal development for both men and women. The academic literature reinforces my personal experience that women are more likely to succeed if their learning environment is that provided by women's colleges and universities. The Mount has a tremendous opportunity to advance the development of women as leaders, professionals, and integral parts of the community, and to sensitize our male students and faculty to the reality of these issues. We have the opportunity to provide role models to our students, to have them engaged as co-learners in a personalized environment of learning, and to facilitate their learning by supporting an environment that allows for the interaction of younger and older women and the sharing of experiences as they relate to academic subjects in the classroom. We also seek to provide leadership opportunities in extracurricular community activities at critical phases of our students' developments. These are difficult times for all universities, particularly in Nova Scotia, where despite the excellence of our institutions of higher education, per student funding is the lowest in Canada. It would be all too easy to become mean-spirited in this stressed environment. Our challenge and our opportunity is to focus and balance our individual wants in order to collectively enhance our sense of community, to bring these sentiments to reality. I particularly invite our graduates today to reflect on what you have taken away from the Mount and to retain membership in our community as you commence your new life. The Mount has done more than merely prepare you for a job, which hopefully is in sight despite our rocky economy. I caution you that given the rapid pace of change, the skills for the job you seek now could be obsolete in 5 or 10 years. We have, however, given you the intellectual roots and the self-esteem to make the necessary adjustment to function in a way that allows you to make a difference. As alumni, you have a valuable role to play as a thread providing continuity for this university, the college and the academy before it. Your support of your alma mater through provision of your time, enthusiasm, and other contributions is one of our most valuable resources. By giving something back, we are ensuring that opportunities will continue to be there for others, and that perhaps these opportunities will even be better in the future. I believe this is the essence of community. For those of us who remain, let us find the vision and the collective will to join together as an even stronger community in pursuit of our mission, seeking ever greater academic excellence. It won't be easy, but if we function as suggested in a special report of the Carnegie Foundation, as an educationally purposeful community where academic goals are shared and where there is collaborative work towards teaching and learning, if we are an open and just community where we have respect for individuals and encourage diversity, if we have a disciplined community with governance procedures that guide behavior for the good of all the members of the community, if we are a caring community where support exists for the well-being of all, and if we are a celebrant community where the shared rituals and traditions connect us to the campus community, we will find that we truly come together in a way that makes a difference. Today's ceremony is to be taken in that regard. Let us celebrate today as the first of many occasions that bind us together as a community. Thank you.
The Seton Cantata Choir, under the direction of Ray Grant, will now perform a modern choral work composed by Andrew Ager. This choral work was composed for the occasion of the installation of Dr. Elizabeth Parr-Johnston with the words of Emily Dickinson's poem 680, Each Life Converges. The first performance of the work at these ceremonies of the Convocation and installation features Andrew Ager with the Seton Cantata Choir, directed by Ray Grant. The words are on page 18 of your program.